So if you look closely right there, you can see a sign of spring. Everyone's sniffing around this sign of spring because we're all so happy to see it. Those are daffodil shoots coming up. And if I can get this camera turned around, gimpy as I am, it's March and it's spring, and right now it's actually very warm out and sunny. We had some rain this morning. We're going to have some more rain tonight. It's going to get colder again tomorrow, but for right now, it actually feels like spring, and maybe even for the first time. And most of the snow is gone, although there's some persistent piles around. And I have coined a new gardening phrase. I know you're excited to hear that. And the new phrase is March Mudness. Yes, and that's because of, well, March mud. And there's never a shortage of it, it seems. Actually, it's not really too bad right now, but it's pretty muddy out here, mushy. And certainly the soil is definitely unworkable. But there's some things going on inside. I'll show you that, and I'll cut that in here. Some artichokes, which we're doing for the first time this year. And they're up under the lights, as well as eggplants and peppers, and all the brassicas. And this year we're doing cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower, which I've never ever tried before. So that should be fun. I'm just bypassing on Brussels sprouts this year. That's all that's going on. I've got tomatoes planted, but they still haven't come up yet. But we're actively in the planting season, indoors, of course. And it's going to have to warm up a little bit and get a little drier out here before we can do any planting out here. But at least it feels pretty much like spring. I've got waterlogged planters out here, and well, just in general, the usual spring cleanup to take care of. I'm also going to try to augment the beds a little bit. I'm hoping to get a couple of loads of fresh garden soil and mushroom soil in here, and maybe even some sand to kind of lighten up the clay, which it tends to be around here in New Jersey, clay-ish anyway. But all that has yet to be done. Like I say, there's still snow piles around, and probably the ground is a little frozen if you go down a couple inches. But I think you might be able to even hear the birds singing in the background, which is always a good sign. And the dachshunds are having a good time out in the garden. It's March, so we're still got our St. Patrick's Day scarfies on, although it's long since passed. We're really right at the end of tail end of March. But that's about it. Not too much to show you out here. There's nothing even to look at in the chive department. They haven't decided to come up yet, just because it's been so cold, I think. But there'll be a lot more activity inside and outside in April. It's hard to believe that in April, sometime in April, I'll be mowing again. You wouldn't know it to look at it right now, but once things start taking off, they take off pretty good. And of course, April's a weird month. You can see snow and you can see 90-degree days as well. I've seen both. But right now, it feels springy out here, and the garden is obviously still in its very post-winter mode. But it's still interesting to kind of poke around and see what might be around. Those are all my marigold plants. I just yanked them and put them under here in case I could pull the seeds and plant them. directly outside this year. Anyway, that's going to do it. Not much to show you here. Maybe I'll throw in some aerial footage, or maybe I already have by this point. I've been rambling so much. I probably would have got bored if I didn't have something better to look at. But that is going to do it. March 2015, Marvin Gardens 2015. And it's starting to happen. Not outside yet, but things are starting to happen. And I'm excited because we are growing the maximum number of varieties that I ever attempt, because we're back into the winter squash and pumpkin year. And I'm also trying some new stuff, which I'll talk about later. And that's going to do it. So we'll see y'all in April. Bye. Okay. Oh, my phone is laughing at me. I've got to take this. Bye.